So that's what it looked and sounded like when gunmen opened fire on a funeral home on the south side last night.
15 people were hurt outside of the Rhodes Funeral Home in the Gresham neighborhood. Police say that gunmen inside a black Chevy Malibu pulled up and opened fire on the crowd. Some people in that crowd then returned fire. They were attending the funeral of a man killed in a gang-related shooting. Chicago police were warned that it could turn violent. They had officers stationed at the funeral in 2 marked police cars. It apparently did little to deter the shooters.
The people who are picking up guns to shoot recklessly into crowds have lost their humanity, do not value the sanctity of life. We need to pray for them, but we need to find them and bring them to justice.
An eye for an eye makes us both blind. It's destroying our families and perpetuates this endless cycle of gunshot victims night after night.
The police superintendent went on to say the cycle of violence won't end until people put down the guns and pick up the phone to turn in the shooters. Father Michael Flager, who has served the Gresham area for 40 years at St. Sabina, says the neighborhood is more violent than he's ever seen. And the relationship, he says, between police and the public is at its lowest point.
In this community, more people are being tested positive for bullets than they are for virus. I've never seen the police and community level worse than it is right now. Nothing. It is so broken, so broken. So it's how do we get the relationship back on both sides.
Police say they did catch one occupant of that Chevy Malibu from which the shots were fired after the car crashed not far from the scene.
3-year-old girl shot in the South Shore neighborhood is in serious condition tonight. That child was wounded as she rode in a car with her parents early this morning. Police say her father got into a fight with 2 men at a gas station. As the family drove away, someone started shooting at them. So far this year, more than 200 children have been shot. 35 of them have been killed. That number is significantly higher this year than last year. And there are new developments tonight in the Trump administration's plan to combat violence here in Chicago. 200
federal agents will be detailed here as part of what's being called Operation Legend. It's an initiative that the mayor said she'll be closely watching. WGN's Shannon Halligan joins us now with more. Shannon.
Yeah, the mayor's office said that the president called her this evening to confirm plans to send federal resources to the city. And the expectation is that these will be for investigations and coordinated through the U.S. Attorney's Office.
The operation in Chicago will be done as part of Operation Legend, which was recently launched in Kansas City, Missouri.
President Trump announced plans to dispatch federal agents to Chicago. This comes amid ongoing violence and unrest in the city.
The FBI, ATF, DEA, U.S. Marshal Service, and Homeland Security will together be sending hundreds of skilled law enforcement officers to Chicago to help drive down violent crime.
The acting Secretary of Homeland Security said this operation will be different from the situation in Portland, Oregon, where unidentified agents in camouflage have beaten armed protesters and put some in unmarked vehicles.
The DHS mission in Portland is to protect federal property and our law enforcement officers. In Chicago, the mission is to protect the public from violent crime on the streets.
But Mayor Lori Lightfoot said she won't be letting these officers overstep their bounds.
If those agents are here to actually work in partnership on support of gun violence and violent cases, plugging into existing infrastructure of federal agents, not trying to play police in our streets, then that's something different, and that may add value. But the proof is going to be in the pudding.
The mayor also questioned the president's timing of this announcement, as well as his focus on certain cities.
The president has been on a campaign now for some time against Democratic mayors across the country.
The cities, unfortunately, that are in trouble are all run by Democrats. You have radical left Democrats running cities like Chicago and so many others that we just had a news conference, and unfortunately, that's the way it is.
Operation Legend also plans to provide $3.5 million in funding to reimburse the Chicago Police Department in these violent crime reduction efforts, with another $9 million available to fund the hiring of 75 new officers. The mayor said if that money comes with certain caveats, no thank you.
We're not going to have somebody dangle money in front of us and retreat and compromise our values. So Today's the first time that we've heard it. We'll see if there are any strings attached. If there are that are unacceptable to us, no thank you.
And the mayor said following her conversation with the president tonight that if, quote, there is any deviation from what has been announced, we will pursue all available legal options to protect Chicagoans.
Alrighty, Shannon, thank you. And while announcing